It's time for another edition of Which is Better, and this one comes courtesy of Micah, who wanted me to compare two Disney films about winter sports, Snow Dogs and Ice Princess. One is about dog sledding, and the other is about figure skating. But which do I prefer? I would have to say Ice Princess. I don't think this is a particularly special film or anything, and it is admittedly on the corny side, but its heart is in the right place. Ice Princess is very much a film aimed at young fans of figure skating, and in that regard, it does okay. There's just not a whole lot that's particularly memorable about the film, as it details a teenage girl named Casey who is brilliant at physics and attempts to apply that to figure skating. And to the film's credit, that's a really neat idea, as sports are very mathematical and scientific. The script is just really cliché, and you have all those familiar elements, like the parent who disapproves the protagonist partaking in sports over studies, the tough coach, and the teenage boy who's just there to be the love interest. By the way, the figure skating coach is named Tina Harwood. Tina Harwood, Tanya Harding, I see what you were doing, movie. The acting is pretty good, though. Michelle Thatcherberg makes for a likable lead, and Kim Cattrall and Joan Cusack also do well in their roles. However, it's Hayden Panettiere who ends up with the best role of the lot. One area where Ice Princess does subvert cliches is with her character. The movie sets her up to be the mean girl who is jealous of Casey and her success and just a carbon copy of her mother, and it doesn't do that. The filmmakers actually gave her layers and made her sympathetic as we see her struggle with constantly trying to prove herself as the best figure skater in her mother's eyes, and she also becomes good friends with Casey. I found that really refreshing to see a film like this show the value of friendship, ignoring the concept of cliques so common in high school films. As corny and overly sentimental as the dialogue is, as much of the film goes through the motions, there were those little elements I did appreciate. As for Snow Dogs, for most of its runtime, it mainly rests on comedic hijinks with Cuba Gooding Jr. falling down a lot. A lot of the humor is rather stale, not helped by Gooding overacting as he performs these pratfalls. Yeah, this movie loves the falls down on the ice joke. There's even a section in the movie where he ends up lost in the Alaskan wilderness and he's pummeled by nature every step of the way. I half expected Leonardo DiCaprio to walk by and offer him some bison meat. Then you have the dogs, and for some reason they do some CG trickery on their facial expressions, which looks rather off-putting. Oh, and I guess I should mention the false marketing Snow Dogs had. There's a scene in the movie where the main character, Ted, hallucinates, and one thing he imagines is that the dogs are talking to him. It's the only scene in the movie where the dogs talk, and it was focused on in all of the trailers and television spots, with a number of people thinking it was a talking dog movie. I'm glad it isn't, as it would not have fit the tone of the film, but it's still disappointing Disney decided to make the audience think it was. And of course, the success of Snow Dogs led to scenes in Kangaroo Jack being added with a CG kangaroo and hallucination scene where he talks. So, congratulations on that being your contribution to film history, Snow Dogs. The movie also attempts a romantic subplot between Ted and a local bar owner, but the actors don't have much chemistry. The movie also includes this rival dog sledder who the film frequently sets up as the potential villain, and then they don't really do anything with him. Why was he even there? With that said, the film does take an interesting turn in the third act, where it takes a break from the sitcom scenes and actually tries to be sincere, and to the film's credit, those moments between Cuba Gooding Jr. and James Coburn are rather nice. I wish there were more scenes that dove into their relationship and less wacky dog hijinks. But let me know which of these movies you think is better, and thank you for your question, Micah.